Today we're looking at two budget beasts. The Canon 4000D DSLR camera released in February of 2018 and the mirrorless Canon R100 announced in May of 2023. Now both of these are really popular for people who are starting out, who are searching for their first camera or an upgrade from their phone to a camera body. And today we're going to throw them into the arena head to head. We're going to compare the ergonomics, the functionality, the photo and video quality, and of course the cost. And hopefully we will help you decide which one of these cameras is right for you. Before we even jump into this video, I just want to let you know that I already have a photography and video guide for both of these cameras. These are step-by-step guides to help you get started, and I'll leave a link to those in the description and in the cards. So if you do want to know how to use them, go and check those videos out. So back to the video, and first up, let's have a look at the ergonomics of these two popular camera bodies side by side. We've already mentioned that the 4000D is a DSLR camera with a traditional optical viewfinder. The whole thing though does feel quite plasticky, and even the mount is made of plastic. This is a bare bones DSLR. That's how Canon market this camera. It's a no bells and whistles camera, but it gets the job done. The R100, being mirrorless, has an electronic viewfinder and overall a smaller body than the 4000D. It is made from an aluminum alloy composite or an aluminium alloy composite, so it definitely feels much more robust, and it does also have a metal mount, you'll be happy to know. Both cameras have fixed screens, so they don't flip out. The R100's screen is slightly bigger, and neither of these has a touch screen, which I was really surprised about with the R100. So both of these cameras are button heavy. Let's quickly mention the lenses that are available for these cameras. First up, the 4000D. It uses the older EF/EFS mount, and it has a selection of over 300 different lenses that you can use. The Canon R100 is an R-mount camera, which means it natively uses the newer R-mount series of lenses from Canon, and currently there are about 30 or so official Canon lenses. Now there have been issues with third parties being allowed to create lenses for the R-mount cameras, but hopefully this has been resolved now, and we should be seeing more third-party R-mount lenses on the market. But also the R100 has the ability to use an adapter like this one, which opens the camera up to the EF options that the 4000D has. But of course, you will need to purchase an additional piece of kit. Now, both of these cameras are crop frame, which means they have APS-C size sensors. However, there is a larger pixel count on the R100 at 24 megapixels compared to the 18 megapixels of the Canon 4000D. But can you really tell the difference when it comes to picture quality? Well, I've been out and about shooting recently, and that's given us a nice opportunity to travel to some different parts, scenic parts of the UK, to take some photos side by side. So let's run a little montage now and see if you can spot which picture was taken on the R100 and which one was taken on the 4000D. So these pictures were all taken on a variety of lenses on these cameras with the same settings, but could you see the difference? Let me know in the comments below. And this is a great place to mention that if you haven't done so already, don't forget to add yourself to the KaiCreative Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook feeds, where you can stay up to date with all our photography sessions, video production, short films, camera reviews, and other creative happenings. Now, one piece of kit that I just mentioned, which is super useful on the Canon R100 that I need to mention, is the EF to R mount lens adapter, which gives you so much more freedom, variety, and choice. This is, of course, an extra cost of about $120, but I've certainly found it to be a great investment for the R series of cameras. Continuing the theme of photography, when it comes to continuous shooting, the R100 shoots at a rate of 6.5 FPS compared to the 3 FPS of the Canon 4000D. The R100 also has a whopping 143 focus points compared to the 9 focus points of the 4000D. And this is another great selling point of the Canon R100, the DPAF, or dual pixel autofocus, where you can get immediate tracked focus on your face or your eye, making it much easier to vlog or film yourself with the R100 over the 4000D, despite the fact that it doesn't have a flip out screen. So this is a great little camera for filming yourself in travel videos, vlogs, YouTube talking heads videos, how-to videos, and even creating online courses. Using the Canon 4000D for these types of videos is much more difficult. Note that it is difficult, not impossible. You don't have dual pixel autofocus in the 4000D, so getting your face in sharp focus is going to be tricky, and it also lacks the flip out screen. So you're going to be doing a lot of pre-recording checks, maybe running around a lot to ensure that you're getting good focus. When it comes to recording limits, the Canon R100 allows you to record up to 29 minutes and 59 seconds before you have to hit record again. The 4000D is slightly different, where you have a cutoff time of supposedly 29 minutes and 59 seconds, or when the video file size on the card reaches 4 gigabytes. And in HD recording mode, that always seems to be around 12 minutes, and then recording will stop. So actually, on the 4000D, your recording cutoff time is going to be about 12 minutes, and then you will have to press record again. When it comes to sound, the R100 has an option to plug in and mount an external mic, again pointing this camera out as a great video option. The 4000D does not have this option. I repeat, it does not have an option to plug in an external mic. A lot of people constantly ask me that question. So you will have to settle with the inbuilt microphone of the camera. Or what you can do is record to a separate device and then sound sync in post-production. And what's more, this camera, the 4000D, doesn't have built-in speakers, so you can't hear playback through the camera. You have to transfer the files to your computer or your phone, and then you can hear the sound on playback, which again is pretty annoying. So far, we've talked a lot about video, but what are the actual video options that are available to you? Well, the 4000D offers you 1080 video up to 30 FPS. The R100 offers you 1080 at up to 60 FPS for slow motion capture, and also it has a 4K filming option, although this is heavily cropped and you lose the use of DPAF in 4K. It uses a more primitive form of focusing. So the 4K on this is not really user friendly, but technically it does have 4K video. So how about some video comparisons? Well, let's play some videos side by side and see if you can guess which video was shot on which camera. Now, you might be thinking at this point that the 4000D is trailing quite a bit behind the R100, and let's be honest, you'd be right. To be fair, this is 5 years older and it has older tech. But one advantage of the 4000D over the R100 is battery life. The Canon 4000D is rated at 500 shots per battery versus the 400 shots of the R100. So that's one in the bag for the 4000D. So how much are these cameras currently going to cost you? Well, the Canon 4000D will cost you around $350, about £400 brand new, and this generally includes the kit lens and other accessories. The Canon R100 is currently selling under $500 or about £480 new. So which one of these cameras is right for you? That is the big question. First up, who should get the R100? Well, the R100 specs really do blow the 4000D out of the water, particularly for video. this camera is a good option for first-time photographers who want good video options as well. So people who want to vlog, videographers, filmmakers, travelers, people who want easy on-the-go video and photos. And if you are looking to do photography on the Canon R100, I do have a photography guide that will take you step by step on different photo techniques, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. What about the 4000D? Who should get the 4000D? Well, I would say definitely beginner photographers, people who want to learn all about photography, who want to take the traditional route, particularly using a DSLR camera, as well as people who want to use the cheaper, older EF lens series. And if you want to know how to use this camera for photography, again, I have a step-by-step photography guide, and I'll leave a link to that below. For video, the 4000D is challenging, to say the least. It's not impossible to use this for video, but it's not going to be easy. However, again, if you're looking to attempt taking video on the 4000D, I do have a video guide for those of you who want to give it a go. I'll put a link to that down in the description box for you too. So what do you guys think? Are you leaning towards the DSLR 4000D, or are you going to get the mirrorless R100, or something else completely different? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, if you found today's video useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that little bell for notifications. And now that you've watched this video, make sure you check out my 10 reasons to get a Canon 4000D video over here, or my 10 reasons to get a Canon R100 video over here. In the meantime, stay creative, imagine, implement, and inspire, and I'll see you in the next one.